2. Saudi Arabia, the making of a financial empire. Imagine a vast desert, where Bedouin tribes once roamed with camels, living off trade and the pilgrimage economy. No skyscrapers, no billion-dollar cities, just endless dunes and an economy running on faith and commerce. But then, everything changed with a single discovery beneath the sands: oil. And what followed turned Saudi Arabia into one of the richest and most influential nations on earth. The oil boom, a kingdom transformed. It was 1938 when American geologists, after years of searching, struck oil in Dammam. At first, no one realized the true scale of what they had found. But soon, it became clear: Saudi Arabia was sitting on an ocean of black gold. Oil transformed the kingdom almost overnight. The dusty desert lands turned into bustling cities, and within decades, Saudi Arabia became the world's largest oil exporter. The Saudi royal family, under King Abdulaziz, wasted no time. They partnered with American oil companies to form what is now Saudi Aramco, a behemoth that controls some of the world's largest oil reserves. In the 1970s, a major turning point came. Saudi Arabia took full control of Aramco, marking the moment when the kingdom became the master of its own destiny. With billions pouring in from oil sales, Saudi Arabia was no longer just a Middle Eastern country, it was a global financial force. The rise of Saudi Aramco, the crown jewel of the kingdom. Saudi Aramco is not just an oil company, it is the backbone of Saudi Arabia's economy. Today, it produces over 10 million barrels of oil per day, and in 2019, when it went public, it raised a staggering $25.6 billion, the biggest IPO in history. That's more than Apple, Microsoft, or Tesla could dream of in a single offering. But here's where things get interesting: despite being an oil giant, Aramco is also investing heavily in renewables, AI, and futuristic technology. Why? Because the kingdom knows that oil won't last forever. And that brings us to the boldest vision Saudi Arabia has ever had. Vision 2030, the blueprint for a post-oil future. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, as he's known, understood a harsh truth: the world is moving away from oil. If Saudi Arabia wants to stay rich and powerful, it needs to reinvent itself. And so, in 2016, Vision 2030 was born. The idea? To transform Saudi Arabia into a global financial, tech, and tourism hub. Think of Vision 2030 as Saudi Arabia's ultimate glow-up. Dammam, a $500 billion futuristic city powered by AI and clean energy, planned to be the most advanced metropolis on Earth. The Public Investment Fund, PIF, a $700 billion war chest used to buy stakes in Tesla, Uber, Blackstone, and even English football club Newcastle United. Tourism expansion. The Red Sea coast is being turned into a luxury travel destination, with ambitions to attract 100 million visitors by 2030. Stock market boom. Tadawul, Saudi Arabia's stock exchange, is opening up to the world, inviting foreign investors to participate in its economic rise. The Public Investment Fund, PIF, Saudi Arabia's global money machine. Saudi Arabia isn't just spending money, it's investing it smartly. The Public Investment Fund, PIF, is one of the largest sovereign wealth funds in the world. With stakes in some of the biggest companies on the planet, the PIF is Saudi Arabia's secret weapon in the financial world. One of the most unexpected moves. Buying Newcastle United. That wasn't just about football, it was a statement. Saudi Arabia is making its presence known in global sports, entertainment, and technology. The PIF has also placed bets on electric vehicles, space exploration, and AI startups. While the world still sees Saudi Arabia as an oil empire, its leaders are quietly building something much bigger, a financial empire that could rival the greatest economies on earth. The rise of Saudi banking and the financial sector. Saudi Arabia isn't just investing abroad, it's modernizing its own financial system. The country's banking giants, like Saudi National Bank and Al Rajhi Bank, are growing fast, while Tadawul has become the largest stock exchange in the Middle East. But perhaps the biggest shift is happening in fintech. The kingdom is rapidly adopting digital payment systems, AI-driven banking, and even experimenting with its own digital currency. The message is clear: Saudi Arabia wants to be the financial hub of the Middle East, competing with places like Dubai and Singapore. The challenges, risks that could derail the vision. For all its ambitions, Saudi Arabia faces serious challenges. Oil dependence. Even with Vision 2030, oil still accounts for 70% of government revenue. If oil prices crash, Saudi's finances take a hit. Geopolitical risks, tensions with Iran, conflicts in Yemen, and global scrutiny over human rights issues could affect investor confidence. The cultural shift. Saudi Arabia is undergoing massive social and economic reforms, but change takes time. Moving from an oil-driven economy to a tech-driven one won't happen overnight. The future: can Saudi Arabia become a financial superpower? Saudi Arabia's transformation is nothing short of historic. From a desert kingdom relying on oil to a global financial empire with investments in cutting-edge technology, the country is rewriting its future. If Vision 2030 succeeds, Saudi Arabia could become the financial heartbeat of the Middle East and beyond.